F1 25 content is in full effect. You may have seen a few breaking point videos from other creators here today, but we still have business on F1 24 to sort out, and we have the finale of our My Team series. Now, to be fair, in terms of what's at stake, you'll need to find out by watching the previous episode at Qatar, guys, before we jump into spoilers. But yeah, this is going to be the last race, the last episode, the last everything on F1 24, and I, for one, am very happy that's the case. Now, we're going to jump into today's episode by renewing one of our sponsors, also taking care of driver activities for Ollie Behrman, and that will bring us swiftly onto Abu Dhabi. We don't have enough time to do upgrades or also improve facilities, so pretty much there's not going to be a lot to do, so we can delve straight into the weekend and, you know, what's at stake. Now, the forecast is dry. Abu Dhabi, of course, as you would expect, we won the Drivers' Championship last time out in the sprint in Qatar, and then, yeah, we had a not so great main race where we DNF'd and things didn't quite go to plan. Now, to be fair, that aside, you can see we have a decent margin. In the Constructors, I don't think there's much we can do, unfortunately. I just think Aston Martin are too quick, too strong, and we can't really fight with one car. So, yeah, this is how things look. You can see we retired the car last time out. We had an ERS fault or ERS failure, which actually gave me chronic understeer, and the car was undrivable. So I just retired because I wasn't going to get any points. You can see we're fourth from bottom, and we're just hoping to get a decent result because really the last couple rounds we've been a bit all over the place. Luckily we won the sprint in Qatar, and that was enough for the title, but our rivals also have been up and down all over the place. Now, we delve into practice, and there's no need to do this in terms of the R&D points, as we have a bit of a moment there through turn 11, but we are doing this for the data for the race. So when we, load up our setup, or when we load up our, projected race strategy, we're going to get this sim data. Now, we invalidate on our very last lap at the penultimate corner, but still, job done.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
You also might have noticed we are running the white livery for this last event. It's one of my favorites, and I haven't enough chances to really showcase it or run it, so I thought I'd give it one last showcase here today. Now, the data looks okay. Tyre wear and fuel average, if not actually slightly above average, especially for the fuel consumption. That was pretty good, but the tyres were overheating a little bit on the rear. We finished 18th, Behrman finishes 21st, and we are, to be fair, on medium, so hopefully on the soft that would translate to better pace. But yeah, job done for us. That's going to be all of our practice running for the weekend, and we can now jump straight into the race because, by the way, I haven't mentioned it yet, this is going to be our last to first because we've won the title. We've got nothing to really fight for. I don't think we're going to do anything in the Constructors versus Aston Martin because of our teammates, so let's have some fun. Let's enjoy it. One last race. Last time we had our last to first taken away from us in Qatar because of the ERS fault, so hopefully today, with no issues, we can go and send it for the entirety of the race, and come the end we get our just reward. Anyway, job done, but for one last time in this game we're going to go full send in the race here in Abu Dhabi in the season finale.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pulse hitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then, as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Gasly, Sainz, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Albon, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Perez, Joe, Behrman, Bottas, Sargent, Teo Porcher, Hauger, Tsunoda, and Martinez. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. Well, it's the last race of the season, but there's still plenty to prove out there. How important is getting the right mentality for this season closer?
Yeah, a lot of races to cover, but it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course. If you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high and carry that energy into next season.
So here we go then. This is it, the final race of the season, the last race on F1 24. I can't lie, I'll be happy when it's over. So we're going to jump straight in. The strategy is a hard to medium, simple one stop, last the first challenge. We're going to have some fun with it and hopefully come the end get a decent result. We were doing so well in Qatar last time out, starting from last, and then we had, of course, the ERS failure. So hopefully today we can hopefully get the result we deserve. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's get into it one last time on this game. Right then, final bit of tyre temperature. Final race start on this game. I'm going to try and get them rears lit up as we get ready for the start of the race. Let's get to it, shall we? Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Lights on, hard tyres ready to go. Let's get to it. Still can't buy a good start on hards on this game, but anyway, towards turn 1 we go. Down the inside of Sonoda. He's a direct rival, so if we can pass him, that would be great. We're also going to get a few more on the exit, and that's P19 already. Through turn 3, racing towards 4 and 5. Bottas, Pourchaire side by side. Trying to pick a line here. We're going to run it tight. Sargent around the outside having a look as we are now going to just drive in the slipstream here of Bottas. He's now pulling ahead of Pourchaire. Pourchaire now pulling back ahead. Down the inside, cautiously here on Teo. We're going to get the outside line through the second part of the chicane. And that's now 18th place, so good progress, good start from us so far. Making up a few positions as we head towards Sector 3. Got some battling. Perez there with Behrman and Zhou in the Audi. We're going to settle in just behind. So it seems we've already got a break in the train. Although we should likely form back up if everybody behaves. But Behrman P14, good to see. Hopefully he can get a point. That'd be great for the last race on this game. For now though, we're going to try and get these two Audis as Alonso, of course, with DNF last time out, sets the pace out front.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Now we're going to see how a little bit of DRS is going to affect things as we might see a bit more racing action. So let's get to it. I think Behrman might just get DRS there onto this strat. I think he might have just snuck in. It's going to be close either way. We've built our way up to a full charge, so I want to see how the AI race with their battery. Looks like Perez going through on Behrman, or trying to, as Bottas is derating. We're going to go down the inside. A cautious dive bomb because Zhou is right there, parked on the apex, so we can't go too deep into the corner. But we passed Valtteri and we can now move on to his teammate. Yellow flag. Is that?
Caution, caution.
I think that's behind. No, it's in front. Hamilton out in the Merc. That's a big one. We're going to move up to 16th place because of it.
I've got some information on Hamilton for you. They're retiring from the race.
We had a big old snap out of turn 5, so we couldn't really challenge Zhou, but we might be able to here. I've got plenty of charge. The AI tend to derate, which puts them in a bit of a pickle as we go around the outside of the Chinese driver. He's just going to hang on though. Good defensive driving from him. I tried to put him under pressure there, but I'm able to get through. Behrman now up to 13th, and we have formed back up. We've got the front two have broken away, so Alonso and Russell have, broken the gap out front. And then I believe either Leclerc or Sainz to lead this train for P3. I think this time we'll have a shot at getting Joe. We're in a better position, also a better charge. We've set up the exit much better this time out of the chicane, so we're closer. So we will have a look. Trying to use minimal battery. Down the inside, Joe doesn't cover it. He goes for the switchback though, to be fair. That's a cheeky little move. He's gonna commit to this, so we'll have to leave space. But we've got the inside, and we can just strangle him out. P15 now. Behrman just losing the wheel of the car ahead a little bit. We might be able to go 2 for 1 here. Behrman's lost DRS, so he will be vulnerable. Perez will likely pass on this straight, so let's stay close because this is going to kick off. There it is. Just going to open this up and prepare. Perez goes through. Behrman just struggling for pace, and now Perez won't have DRS here, so we both might get a chance to repass. Through we go with the double around the outside, and now the question is, can we get within Hulkenberg's DRS? P13 for now. If we can close that gap and get DRS, that would be huge, because then we can really potentially be looking at a good race here if we can close this gap up. So we'll use all of our battery to try and get within range. We're going to need every single percent of the battery here to get within, because the AI are very strong in Sector 1. Trying to close it, but you can see it's just staying above a second. Oh, got a warning. And I think we are just going to miss out here, unfortunately. Yep, we're not quite there. Big send on the brakes, but I don't think we're close enough. We did briefly get within a second there, but I don't think it was enough. Nope. Hopefully though, if they battle, we might be able to get close on the next straight. Perez closing in, but not close enough. Can I try and nick some DRS here? Oh, I think we just missed out again. Wow, that was so close. Big Sector 3 here though, we might be able to get in. I don't know if I got it. I was close. I sent it on the brakes. No, we didn't. Damn, I just slipped out of range again. We'll let Perez go. This will be tactical. And I'll try and get Perez on the next straight. And we'll use that definitively to launch our way onto Albon, Hulkenberg. Well, I'll say that they're battling, so now Perez is going to have DRS, so change of plan. We'll take a charge back up to full capacity, and prepare another attack. Hulkenberg, you can see, battling with Albon quite heavily here, so this is going to cost us time. The train's going to break again, so not exactly ideal. So Hulkenberg, Albon, not going too aggressively here, but they are battling. We set up the exit beautifully out of the chicane. We've got a full charge to deploy here, so we'll try and put it to use. Pressuring Perez, here we go. Albon does not put a move on Hulkenberg, so all we're going to do here is just pass Checo for the time being, and we'll prepare something now to get both of these guys next lap around. Albon having a look. There it is. There's the in and out. We're going to set this up as much as possible. Oh my god, all momentum's gone there. Albon just lost it. We're going to switch lines to try and get through here. We might still be able to get Hulkenberg. There it is. That was suboptimal to say the least, but we're through, and that's all that matters. So now we've got to climb. Now we've got big work to do to try and catch the top 10 as we approach the pit window. That wasn't good either. These laps are very important. We are significantly quicker now on this tyre. Catching ahead, pulling away from behind, exactly what you want to be doing, even though we don't have DRS assistance at any point. That was a little bit of a lazy one to pick up, to be honest, but we'll have to be careful from now on. Very careful. Right, we've managed to drop Hulkenberg and Co behind. I'm going to use all my battery here to see if I can try and get DRS on the second straight. I'm expecting these lot to slow up quite a bit in this braking zone. I thought they'd battle, but they haven't, which would have been great. You can see we're going to close in a lot, but not quite enough for DRS. We're basically there, although they're going to probably box now on this lap. The front two also have been caught. Russell, Alonso have been battling very heavily, so their gap is way smaller than it was. And things are basically going to level out as we enter the pit phase. And there it is. Car's starting to box. Ideally, I want DRS on Piastri, but that's not going to help. Need a big first sector here to get DRS for the next straight. So I'll use battery to try and close in on Oscar, but I think it's going to be a little bit tricky for this DRS zone in particular. Went quite deep on the brakes to try and get it, but we don't get it. Frustrating. The margins this race have been so close, so tight. We've almost got what we wanted a few times now. We've just missed out. And now everybody that had to pit is in, so we are going to take the race lead for the time being.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Yep, mediums next in, but we'll see how that pans out. For now though, we're running things out front. 1:22.1. We're losing about 2 seconds, if not slightly more per lap at the minute. AI are very quick on those fresh hards. Mini battles going on and mini breaks in the train behind. I've decided to go one more lap, but we are going to box on this one. So we'll basically have 11 laps on the medium to try and fight back. But it seems like the AI are very much battling quite a bit more than the first stint so far in the second one. They kept it clean for the first 3 laps, but when they do scrap, the time loss is pretty significant. So in we go, keeping it tidy in terms of track limits, and I'll get a penalty because the pit entry is bugged. And now, hopefully, we can push. Fuel's a bit marginal, but we should be okay. Start out with 0.6, got 0.25 left. We're going to save some now in the pit phase. We're going to rejoin, hopefully, in a bit of clean air. Missed my pull away there, but ahead of this next train led by Perez would be ideal. It's going to be close though.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Looks like Perez is going to get us. This is going to be close. We're going to be racing a pit exit here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We rejoined just behind Checo. That could have been a lot worse, but crucially, we're going to get DRS, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I'll use this as a chance to take a little charge and also save a little bit of fuel before we begin our attack for these final few laps. Albon's having a look here. No big deal. We've got the grip on these tyres. We're just going to go around the outside, get the inside through there. And now we're going to try and get Checo using minimal battery so that we can use the battery to then push on our own pace. Through we go. There it is. Right. Next chapter, next objective, next stop is to pull away and drop the cars behind out of my DRS range, which should be doable just in Sector 3 alone with these fresh tyres. And there we go. No purple sectors because the AI are super OP in Sector 1. Sector 2, I didn't have any DRS. Over the line, we're still going to go purple overall with a purple third sector, so that's where we're making up the time difference with this tyre. You can see the gap we have already to the cars behind. We're also catching up on the cars ahead, so just lap after lap, we've got to keep chipping away. Our front group's going to reform into one big train. This will be close, if I get DRS here or not. Using all my battery here, which I don't usually do, to try and get within range. Come on, third time's the charm. Surely this time I've managed to nick it into the hairpin. No, I haven't. I still can't get DRS there. Literally impossible for me. To be fair, the detection point is further back on the straight, so it is what it is, but we'll get it now, surely, on this one. Pace is still fairly strong on these tyres. We should still have a decent differential. So there we go. We've got DRS. We'll now take a charge lap. Also just save a little bit of fuel, and we'll go on the attack next time around. This isn't over yet. Right, we're not going to do anything here. As always, the AI get very good exits out of turn 5. Instead, we're going to wait for this straight because the train is starting to form back up. So we are going to get a shot here to try and get some of these guys. Starting out with Lance Stroll. Here we go. There's a little D-rate flash. He tries to move across at the last second in the braking zone. He goes for the switchback. Fair dues. We've got the inside line though. Not letting that one go at all. Not today, sunshine. Right, that's one down. Piastri, Ocon, next up in line. Let's try and get these as well. You can see we still have good grip, good rear traction. I put my front wing down a little bit in the pit stop to improve 1, car stability, and 2, just rear end traction. So hopefully that will pay dividends for us as we now need that traction to carve through and past the AI. Into turn 5, trying to set up a bit of an exit here. Just want to stay close in case Piastri tries something on Ocon. I'm not sure if Ocon has DRS or not, I can't quite tell. Piastri though, D-rating. Hello. We'll take that opportunity, thank you very much. Didn't have to ask twice, and we might still be able to nick Ocon here. He's got a bit of a gap. I'll try it. You can see the grip we have is just really, really good still on these tyres. Down the inside. That's another one. Thank you very much. And now we get to the big boys. Here we go. Right, we need to make a few moves. Lap and a half to go. Verstappen, Sainz, Gasly are the next 3 cars. Verstappen braking super early there. We're going to take a bit of a chunk out of that chicane's apex, but we're going to get a really good exit here on Max. Oh my God.
You've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done.
Well, that's that then. Thank you very much, Max. I mean, what was that as well? That second move just drove into the side of me there. That wasn't very nice. So, wherever we finish, we're going to have to go back 3 seconds. So I guess we may as well just now go for broke. Got a lap to go. Full send it everywhere and just try and hopefully get as many cars as possible, really. To be fair, the AI all just keeping it single file and behaving really well. Gasly just has DRS on the top 5, so it's going to be tricky. Sainz is out of battery, I'm pretty certain though. So I am going to go for this. And just shove it down the inside, pulls. Hopefully we don't get turned in on by the AI, which we don't. Gasly has no battery left. We've got over 3 seconds to Ocon in P8, so this is purely just for pride. Got plenty of charge here. We will likely get a chance to challenge Pierre. Oh, I was reckless, but you know what? I don't care. Last race, job done.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
British driver will look up and see the checkered flag first. George Russell takes the checkered flag.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everyone played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Well, there we go then. George Russell is your winner. Alonso second, Leclerc third. We finish in 7th in the end with that time penalty, and we do pick up the fastest lap. Verstappen actually finishes out of the point, so I guess he got some sort of damage from that contact. So, you know, karma somewhat served in that one. But yeah, not really much to read into besides just looking at the standings, really. We do finish, you can see, 25 points ahead of Russell in the end. To be fair, last 2 races we really dropped points. Leclerc, Alonso catching up as well. And then the constructors, Mercedes do win it, and we are unable to beat Aston Martin, as you would expect. So yeah, job done. We scored every single point for the team this year. Near enough. I think Ricciardo got 4, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just double check. Okay, to be fair, Ricciardo got, I think, 6. Or maybe Behrman got 1. Let me check real quick. Behrman got none. Ricciardo got 6. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, unfortunately, we had to lose Ricciardo. We managed our money wrong, so that cost us the Constructors' Championship, which is a real shame. Because had we kept him around with the upgrades, I reckon maybe we could have been a bit higher up. Still, I don't think they're better than P4, to be honest. But yeah. Either way, guys, that's going to be it where I leave it. Hopefully you enjoyed. A bit of a chaotic one, but we now move on to F1 25. As always, a massive shout out to my channel members, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. As always, check out the other 2 videos on screen right now if you haven't seen them already. And I'll see you guys in my next one very soon. Take care, and that's goodbye from me. Ciao.